Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Yesterday, we did smash our play of the day with your Chicago Bulls, man. Hey, they went and beat the Atlanta Hawks outright in Atlanta. Fade the Hawks at all costs. The number one team on the do not bet list, man. The worst ATS team from a season ago. The worst ATS team this year. Fade the Hawks at all costs, man. Shout out them Bulls, man. Also, if you were paying attention yesterday, I said, look at laying an alternative line with Chicago in late points and get a huge plus money. If you listen to that, man, you had a really nice day yesterday. Shout out the Bulls, man. Today's a new day, though. Money making Sunday. One of my favorite days of the week. We got a full NBA card today. We also got NFL games, so you know it's a busy day for your boy, man. But here on the NBA Jam Session, y'all know what we do, man. We're finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Of course, I have premium plays for you, ladies and gentlemen, over at the site, NFL and NBA. But you should seriously think about hopping on something long-term the way we've been running this week. And we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. So without further ado, let's try to do exactly that. Let's make some money tonight. Without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We're in Detroit where the Pistons are 4.5-point home dogs with the Houston Rockets rolling in total 225.5. Look, I don't trust the Rockets out on the road. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on the Pistons plus the 4.5. The Pistons have been playing good basketball. Outside of a putback at the buzzer game winner for Brandon Miller, the Pistons low-key should have won 4 straight. I'm like what I'm seeing from the Pistons. And as I always say, bad teams are not tanking yet. Bad teams don't know they're bad yet. And bad teams are still motivated at this current time of the season. We can't just blindly fade the bad teams. We have to bet them in certain spots and situations. And this is one. I want to take a shot on a bad team. Maybe even take a shot on the outright money line plus 155. Houston is a good team. In a vacuum, yes, they are the better basketball team over the Detroit Pistons. There's a reason they're 4.5-point road favorites in this game. But I don't trust Houston on the road. I don't like laying points with Houston on the road. They were not a profitable road team last year. As road favorites, they were terrible against the spread. It's just not the Rocket-style spot. When we see Houston in Houston at home, man, we love betting Houston in Houston at home. They were one of the best home favorites, one of the best home ATS teams in the NBA last year. On the road, they ran into troubles, issues, and things of that nature. I don't trust them. So that's how I ended up on the Pistons in this one. I'll grab the points in my back pocket and look at attacking the plus money here in our first game of the day. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up, we're in Milwaukee, where the Bucks are 4.5-point home dogs with the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, rolling into town. We've seen these two teams match up once this season. Boston did win that game comfortably. Final score in that game was 119-108. They played on the 28th of October. That game was in Boston. Looking back at a season ago, they split the season series 2-2. The Celtics won the first meeting 119-116. The Milwaukee Bucks turned around and blew out the Celtics 135-102. Celtics came back, won the next game, 122-119. Milwaukee won the last meeting, 104-91. So all the games last year were either a Milwaukee win or super tightly contested. The Celtics this year, they already have 2 L's. They lost at home to Golden State, and they had a loss earlier in the season. Look, this one's simple for me. I know Milwaukee likes to step up and play Boston in certain spots and situations looking back at a season ago. But Milwaukee's on the do not bet list. It's really just that short, that sweet, that simple. Until they give us a reason to want to bet them, until they show us signs that they're going to be the team that they're portrayed to be, that they're advertised to be, I don't want to bet them. Is that fair? If you want to catch the falling knife, if you want to try to, bet the Bucks here, by all means, go ahead and try to. I just don't think it's worth the chance or an opportunity. They have continuously, over the last couple seasons, shown us why we should not bet them. And the Celtics, in my opinion, are still far and away the best team in the league. When they get back healthy, I think a lot of you will see that as well. I'm on Boston. No real reason for me to shake it up unless I have a clear and concise reason to fade the Celtics. I'm just not doing so. And I don't think the Bucks give me that chance and opportunity today. So, short, sweet, simple. It's Boston. Laying the points here in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Indiana, where the Pacers are 3.5-point home dogs with the New York Knicks rolling in. Total 229.5. We have seen these two teams match up once this season. Knicks took the Pacers behind the woodshed in that basketball game. Final score was 123-98. In that game, I had the Pacers, and I was talking big shit about the Knicks in that game. I was saying, based on what should the Knicks be this sizable favorites over the Pacers? In my mind, in my opinion, the Pacers are still the better basketball team. And I'm just going to say the same thing here in this game. Based on what should the Knicks be favored over the Pacers on the road? Based on what? Because they acquired two guys via trade over the offseason? I mean, y'all are here the ones telling me to look at this season and assess teams for who they are. And I'm looking at the Knicks for who they are. They're a 500 basketball team. They're 4-4. Now they're laying points on the road on the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals a season ago. Can't do it, won't do it. That is the very definition of overrated and overvalued. Until the Knicks start showing me signs and tendencies that they are the team that a lot of y'all think they are, the second best team in the East, I'm fading them, personally. I think a lot of people think the Knicks are who the Cavs are right now currently. And the Knicks have shown not one sign that they're even remotely close to what the Cavs are currently. Perception in the NBA is like, what do they say? Possession is 9/10 of the law. Perception in the NBA is 9/10 of the spread, I feel like. And the perception of the New York Knicks is completely off. Completely off. There's no reason they should be this sizable of favorites on the road. They shouldn't be favored on the road at all, in my opinion. Bounce back game, revenge game, at home, at the crib for Indiana. Y'all know, man, if you're an OG here on the Jam Session, it's one of our favorite spots and situations. Won't overcomplicate this one, man. We're on the Pacers plus the points and outright on the money line here in this. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Orlando, where the Magic are 9.5-point home favorites over the Washington Wizards. Total 221.5. Look, if you're an OG here, man, you know last year when we saw the Magic favored at home, we just laid the points. We didn't overcomplicate it. We didn't overthink it. Just lay the points with the Magic at home. Last year, Orlando, they were 22-6 as home favorites. Basically, when they were favored at home, they covered 80% of the time. It don't get no better than that, man. It doesn't get any better than that. I really loved what I seen from them in their last game. They were our top play. What was that, Friday night? They were our top play that night. They came out, bounced back spot at home, at the crib, and got it done, won the game comfortably. And I'm looking for something similar from them here in this one tonight. The Wizards, hey, they're kind of starting to fall off, man. Beat up by Miami at home, 118-98. Beat up by Golden State, 125-112. Beat up on the road by Memphis, 128-104. I think another double-digit loss is in their future today. Their injury report is still concerning. Kuzma's still out. Brogdon's still out. Carrington, game-time decision. Sadiq Bey still out. I'm on the Magic here in this one. I will say I'm a little nervous about laying this style number with the Magic without their best offensive weapon in Paolo Banchero. I get it. But I still think their defense locks down Washington. Washington won't be able to do too much offensively. And then this will be just a methodical, full game ass whooping. I think the Magic win the game when it's all said and done by like 14, 15 points. And it's going to be a full wire-to-wire, just defensive show for the Orlando. And offensively, they're going to do just enough to get the cover. That's how I see this game shaping out. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. I trust the Magic at home, at the crib. Play the theme song. Hopefully we hear it later today. Give me Orlando. Land the points. Hearing this. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up. We're in Philadelphia, where the Sixers are laying 3.5 points on the Charlotte Hornets. Total 220.5. Hey, this one's short, sweet, and simple. What have you seen from the 1-7 Philadelphia 76ers that warrants laying 3.5 points at home? Nothing. They're a sharp falling knife. They're a team that's tremendously overrated and overvalued. We're fading them. We have to attack the plus money spots when they arise. And this is when we have to attack with the Charlotte Hornets. I'm on the Hornets outright money line. I like what I'm seeing from Charlotte, man. Buzzer beater game winner over the Pistons. Brandon Miller putback. Okay. Next game at home, you take the Pacers behind the shed, 103-83. Okay. Okay. I already told y'all we're going rolling into the season. Hornets healthy. We're looking to bet this team often this season. I like the Hornets. I'm buying Hornets stock. If you're selling it, I'm buying it. I'm on the Hornets outright on the money line in this one. Sixers still missing their two best players, Joel Embiid. He's out. Suspension and injury management, whatever he got going on. Tyrese Maxey, he's out till probably later this month. Paul George, their third best player, just now coming back from injury. New team. Do y'all trust him to carry the load in this spot situation? Hell no. Sixers, it's their last 5 games. 10-point loss to the Lakers. 12-point loss to the Clippers. 2-point loss to the Suns. Got taken on the shed by the Grizzlies, 124-107. And the Pistons even came into Philadelphia and beat them by 10. What have you seen from the Sixers to suggest laying points with them? Nothing. I'm on the value, man. I'm attacking the plus money here with the Hornets, who are playing good basketball. I'm fading the overrated, overvalued Philadelphia 76ers. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in Minnesota, where the Timberwolves are laying 7.5 points on the Miami Heat. Total, 218.5. Total-wise, I do lean under in this basketball game. I think this will be a defensive-style game. 2 defensive teams. 2 teams that play defense first, offense second. I like the under in this style game. Spread-wise, side-wise, I'm going to lean towards Miami plus the 7.5, just trusting these 2 teams to be who I think they are. Just trusting my perception on these 2 teams is what I'm doing here. When I think of Minnesota, y'all already know how I feel about them. We've had a nickname for them the last 3 seasons. The Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment. The reason we gave them that nickname is for spots like this. I know the Minnesota Timberwolves have been balling. They've beaten up on bad teams, won dominantly. 114-93 over the Hornets, 135-119 over the Bulls, 127-102 over Portland. But this is a game at 7.5-point favorites. They're going to end up winning by like 3 or 4. That's just who the Timberwolves have been in recent memory, in my opinion. That's why they have the name the House of Disappointment. They kind of play with their food in certain situations, and you look up, and decent teams are still in the game when they had no business being in the game. I think that's what we're looking at here tonight. On the flip side, Miami is that exact style team I'm talking about. Miami seems to always go on the road, play extremely tough, but never have enough mustard to pull the game outright on the money line. So, again, I'm just trusting my perception of these 2 teams. I think Miami comes in here, plays them tough, and falls short in the end. They will have a chance to win it outright and probably don't do it. Probably fall flat and just lose the game. Minnesota, another home win, another fail to cover at home, though. It's kind of how I see this game playing out, so don't want to overcomplicate it. Give me Miami, plus the points, and the under here in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. Man, do we have a game on our hands here? We got the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies at home, at the crib, laying 6.5 points on the Golden State Warriors. Total, 227.5. Both teams, 7-2 against the number. Coming into this game, man, we've made a pretty penny on both teams early this season. And honestly, I could make an argument going either way on how to bet this game based on the spots and situations. The Warriors, they're as good as it gets as a road money making team. Like ATS on the road, there's nobody better than Golden State. If you've been betting Golden State on the road the last couple seasons, you're up. But on the flip side of that, it's the same thing with the Thunder. The Thunder as home favorites, the Thunder at home, man, them boys be showing up, showing out. There's a reason they're our favorite money-making team. Let's talk X's and O's. I kind of think that Golden State has just been out-kicking their coverage early in the season. I don't think Golden State is as good as they've looked. I think the Thunder are exactly who we think they are. You know, the Thunder, 9 times out of 10, are going to be playing my Mavs again in the Western Conference Finals. It's basically how I see this shaping out. So I think the line tells us everything we need to know. I still believe the Thunder are sizably better than Golden State. And I think Golden State has kind of just outplayed their coverage a bit. The Thunder, I think, are a bad matchup for Golden State as well because the Thunder have the guards that can guard the Warriors guards. They got Caruso. They got Dort that can guard, Hield and Curry and chase them boys around. So I low-key think it's just a bad matchup for Golden State. I love betting Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City. They are our favorite money-making team for a reason. I know betting Golden State on the road has been very profitable, but we just saw them get beat by 30 on the road in their last one. And if there was another team that could do the same thing, it's the one they're playing today. Give me Oklahoma City. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm going to lay the points at home with our favorite money-making team, Thunder Buddies, for life. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. Man, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place in this one, man. We got them Denver Chicken Nuggets at home, at the crib, laying 5.5 points where they go stupid, dummy, crazy. Y'all know I absolute hate fading Denver in Denver. These boys just seem to never lose in Denver. But on the flip side of that, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road, where last year they were the most profitable road team in the entire NBA. Last segment, I misspoke. I said it was Golden State. Last 2 seasons combined, it's Golden State. But just specifically looking at last year, it's Dallas. Let me get y'all the numbers. Dallas ATS last year on the road, 34-18-1 against the number. They covered at basically a 66% clip on the road. The Golden State Warriors, they were 27-15 ATS on the road last year, covered at a 65% clip. So Dallas was just marginally better than the Warriors last year on the road. I trust my Mavs out there on the road, but looming over this game, Luka Doncic is game time decision with the left groin strain. We got to keep an eye on that. That right now has me and has this game for me in limbo. I can't pick the game without knowing if the Mavs have their best player on the floor or not. So as I sit here right now, it's a pass. It probably was going to be a pass anyway. I'm not fading my Mavs on the road coming off a loss. I can't do it. But in that same breath, fading Denver in Denver is something I hate doing as well. Forced to play the game. Forced to play it. I would take the Mavs plus the points. Forced to play it. But it's not a premium style bet. And right now, with the injury news looking like it is, it's a no play. So that's my thoughts. That's my opinions on this game. Short, sweet, simple. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in Phoenix, where the Suns are laying 1.5 points on the Sacramento Kings. Total 227.5. First thing we have to talk about in this game is injuries. Kevin Durant, he's out, man. He's out for at least 2 weeks. That's bad because Kevin Durant was hooping, man. He was in that mode. He has a left calf strain. Yusuf Nurkic also game time decision for this game. Kings come into it with a clean injury report. Suns been balling, man. They're 8-1 on the year. They've just been taking care of business. Not a great ATS team, but when it comes to wins, man, they only have 1 loss on the year. I went back and looked at how these two teams matched up last year, and the Suns won the last 3 meetings. Final scores in those games were 108-107, a 1-point win, 130-125, a 5-point win, 119-117, a 2-point win, and then the Kings won the meeting before that, 120-105. So it's been a tightly contested series between these two teams. I think this game is going to be tightly contested as well. I want the 1.5 points in my back pocket with Sacramento. I think Sacramento has a very legitimate chance to come in here and win this game outright following an ugly loss to the Clippers at home. Now that the Suns are banged up, missing their best player in Kevin Durant, I think it kind of throws off their rhythm a bit. And especially if Nurkic doesn't play, then it's really a completely different team and a different scheme I think that they have to play with without them two on the floor. So just to play on the spot, play on the situation. I know that the Suns have won 3 straight over Sacramento. I also know that the Suns have been balling this year. But if there was a game they dropped, it's probably the first one without Kevin Durant as they try to figure out what the next 2 weeks without him looks like. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in Portland, where the Blazers are 1.5 point home dogs with the Memphis Grizzlies rolling in. Memphis, hey, their injury report is concerning. Desmond Bane, he's out. Ja Morant, he's out. Marcus Smart could be making his return back to the floor in this one. That doesn't move the needle enough for me, though. I'm damn sure not laying points on the road with Memphis, especially without their 2 best players, Bane and Ja Morant. Give me Portland here in this one. I know betting Portland is not fun. I know Portland is a bad team. Roster-wise, they may be the worst team in the league. I know for their last 5, they've been beaten up on. Minnesota 127-102, San Antonio 118-105, Phoenix 103-97, Oklahoma City 137-114. That still doesn't mean lay points with Memphis missing their 2 best players on the road. This is a bounce back spot at home, at the crib for Portland. We love those spots. We love those situations. Just to play on the spot and situation. Give me Portland. Fading the overrated, overvalued Memphis Grizzlies, missing their two best players. They shouldn't be laying points on the road. I'll take Portland plus the 1.5 here in this. Last and final game of the night. We're in LA, man, where the Los Angeles Lakers are laying 11.5 points on the Toronto Raptors. Total 234.5. We've already seen these two teams match up once this season. Lakers did get the win. Raptors got the cover in that game. Final score, 131-125. I remember that game vividly. I think I even tweeted out during that game. The Lakers were on the Raptors' ass. They were taking them boys behind the woodshed early in that game, and the Raptors walked them on down and got the cover. I want to say the Lakers were up like 20-plus in that game, and the Raptors still came back, snuck through the back door, and got the cover in that game. The Raptors right now, man, are one of the best ATS teams in the league. 8-2 against the number this season are the Toronto Raptors. They are on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. That does make me a little nervous, but it ain't too much travel. They played in LA last night. They played the Clippers, so they just got to go down the street, essentially. So I'm not too much worried about that. I trust them. They've been a great ATS team this season. Lakers were kicking the crap out of them earlier, but they didn't cover in that game. We saw the Raptors do what they do, and that sneak through the back door, and that back door may be wide open in this one as well. I like what I'm seeing from the Lakers. The Lakers, I think, are going to be a good team this season. I love the addition of J.J. Redick, but in my opinion, I think they're starting to enter that realm of overrated and overvalued. Based on what I've seen from them recently, it doesn't warrant laying 11.5 points, especially on a really good ATS team that'd be battling and fighting hard every game like the Raptors. So in our last and final game of the night, even though they're on the back end of a back-to-back, give me the points with the Toronto Raptors in my back pocket. No props on today's show. I know. I apologize. Just kind of ran out of time with the NFL and NBA going today. Full cards in both. The props will be back throughout the week. Make sure you're tuned in here on the jam session, but thought I'd just come on and tell y'all what happened. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Favorite day of the week, man. Money making Sunday. Full NBA card, full NFL card, man. Hey, let's do what we do and let's kick the crap out of the books. Of course, I got premium plays for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, over at the site, NFL and NBA. You can hop on something long-term, get everything that I'm offering for the duration of the pass that you scoop up. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. Let's do what we do. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward. Let's make some money tonight. See y'all tomorrow. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'm out of here. Peace.